I'm fed up with changes. Come pick me up cause I just wanna see the light. I wanna be weightless. Teach me to fly, I won't be coming down. Could somebody wake me up? I don't wanna be here and let the world pass me by. Yeah. I just see her face wherever I look, she's standing in the crowd. So let go, I don't want to, but I'm gonna try. When she left me, yeah, let a little bit inside. You know, maybe things are gonna be alright. Cause I just wanna see the light. I'm so sick of waiting and getting too restless to be in this dusty town. I've heard of this place where people forget and you get another try.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our new video here on Phloshop. My name is Joseph. Thank you for taking the time to join in today's video. This is going to be an outdoor photo shoot. I'm really excited about the way everything happened and I can't wait to tell you guys all about it. So my longtime friend and a makeup artist, Lori Babe, reached out to me and said she wanted us to collaborate on a photo shoot, and she sent me a sketch that the designer that she had was making. Like, she was making an outfit for our subject, our model. So she even sent me a picture of the model and she was like a lovely person, and I felt, you know, we could actually do this and make it work. And I really liked the way everything was more of like a collaborative effort. So it's like we bouncing ideas around just to figure out what we can do for this collaboration so that it benefits everybody. So after she sent the sketch, I think a few days later she sent me some of the fabric options that the designer was looking at, and I chose one that I liked. I felt it was going to complement our subject skin tone very well, and in terms of the design of the outfit, because I have a fashion background, I knew like the fabric and the cut and the way it was going to look was really going to look good with that particular fabric. And also considering the shoot that we wanted to do in terms of location, I felt having those motifs in the African print would really work well for the setting that we were, you know, going to shoot this at. So speaking of setting, we decided to Africanize the whole concept, you know, like this beautiful girl in a beautiful African print surrounded by like our African food, and the only place that we could get like our subject to be surrounded by food is in the market, right? So Lori Babe even suggested the market in her area. So if you're in Accra, you know Spintex, there's this Tespo market. That is where we did a photo shoot at. And we walked into the market and we were looking for like different places that we could shoot at, different interesting stalls that we could shoot at. And we went to the first one, spoke to the woman who was in charge, like the owner of the stall, and she was really a lovely person. We also walked to two more stalls and looked for different backgrounds that we could still shoot our subjects in. So the first one, she had lots of vegetables, cabbage, carrots, tomatoes, like all those things. And the other stall that we went into, I think she sold more like ginger, pepper, dry fish, things like that. And then when we went into the last stall, she also had like yam and, you know, a few other local foods. And because we eat more local food, I just felt it was really going to look good if we combine these two different elements, you know, in the frame. So my plan for the photography was that because we're going into an area or like an environment that we want to include in our photo shoot, my lens choice was to first of all start with a 24-70, because I know that that lens is going to give me a lot of variety in terms of focal length. I say this all the time, but like if you're doing a photo shoot that you feel you want to incorporate the surrounding into, there is really no point for you to go with like an 85 1.2 and shoot at 1.2, or even go with like a 70-200 and shoot at 200, where you are really compressing the background and then not being able to include that environment into your imagery. Because I feel it's art you're creating, yes, and you want people to appreciate that art, right? And the only way that you can let people appreciate it is if you give them things that their eyes will feed on. So like shooting this beautiful, amazing model in this beautiful dress surrounded by all these different interesting elements in the background just gives your viewer so many interesting things that just keeps them, you know, looking at the images over and over again. And that is something that I really wanted to do. So knowing that I'm going to first of all shoot with a 24-70, shoot between 20 and 50 at 2.8, is just going to add more of the environmental elements into the frame. Again, so let me just say this again. If you're gonna shoot at a place where you want to incorporate your surrounding, then it's really important that you go with wider focal lengths and try and like put all those elements in your frame. But then again, I didn't stick to just shooting wide. I also went to 50, went to 70, grabbed like portraits, close-ups, certain detail shots in between, and I feel all of these help tell the editorial story properly. Like what's she doing, what's she holding, like where's she standing, like where is she at. All these things are interesting things that I feel will elevate your outdoor photography. So next time, if you're going to do any outdoor photo shoots, really think about the environment and think about your plan and how you're going to shoot it, because that's going to determine the gear that you go with. So speaking of gear, I also decided to add a bit of fill flash to what I was going to do that day. I know you're going to say that even though I'm shooting outdoors and I'm shooting in an open area, there's a ton of ambient lights coming in, why am I adding strobe? So this is what I was thinking. Because over here, like our climate is very warm, very hot. Most of the time, these market women can't sit under the sun, the direct sun, for long hours because they're mostly selling their stuff from early morning, which is like from 6 a.m. all the way to maybe about 5 p.m. And so for them to be even able to sit for those long hours attending to their clients for like that duration of time, they need to provide a means of shade. And what they normally do is they have these very large umbrellas that blocks the sun, creates shade. And so I knew that one rule of shooting in natural light is look for shade, right? But if I put my subject in there and she's in shade, there really isn't going to be any separating element between my subject and the background, because the exposure on here and the exposure on the background are going to be equal, and so you wouldn't really have like depth or separation. And you know that you can use contrast to create depth. I've said this on the channel before. You can use color to create depth. You can even use depth of field to create depth, and you can even use your lighting to create depth. And so I just wanted to add my Flashpoint Explore 400 Pro in a very small octabox. Link to everything I use is going to be in the description box just in case you want to check it out. But I just wanted to use that light like perfectly balanced with my ambient light and just add a bit of pop to my subject, because even though we're shooting in an environment that we were intentional about, we still don't want that to overpower our subject, you know what I mean? So I just wanted that little light from my flash to just expose my subject just a tiny bit brighter than everything that's happening in the background. So that was the main reason why I brought my flash. I didn't want it to look too strobed, too in your face, that I added artificial lights. So I just tried as much as possible to get like a very nice balance, and I was also shooting wide in the first place. Then when we went to the second stall, I think I switched to my 50mm, and I feel like that 50mm is like a very good balance between 35 and 85. So it's not too compressed and it's also not too wide, and it gives you like the ability to still include your surroundings in your frame. But I wanted to shoot at 1.4. And that's because, again, like I just mentioned a couple of minutes ago, you can use depth of field to also add a bit of separation. But because of how wide the 50 is, and because of the distance between my subject and the background, and even the distance between me and the subject, I knew that shooting at 51.4 isn't going to totally blur out the background. You will still be able to see where she is, the elements in the background and all those things, and still help tell that same editorial story. I just wanted like a different feel, just to add more of an interesting look to the entire series of images that we were creating that day, and I absolutely loved it. Now, what we also did in the first place, I think in the first stall we gave it like tiny things to hold, but when we went into the second and third places, we gave her like a bigger basket which I think had pepper or fish in. We gave her like a can of pepper, a can of ginger, like all those little things just to help place her more in the surrounding, and then just let her blend in a little bit more. So those were like the artistic directions that we went with. It was like very simple, but we just wanted her to feel a part of the set, and then just have her looking very stylish, very beautiful makeup, very beautiful outfit. Just add a flash to make it pop, and I think I really love the way the images came out. So you guys can also let me know how you feel about this and what generally is your plan when you're shooting outdoors, or if you are intentional about the location that you plan on doing your photo shoot in. what gear plan do you go with? Like, do you plan beforehand, like in terms of lighting, camera choice, lens choice? Do you do all those things, or you just fit everything in your backpack and when you get on set you make those creative decisions? Let me know in the comments down below. And by the way, if you learned something from this video, leave a like because it supports the channel. Check out my digital store because I think I've been shooting for a very long time, shooting with dark skin. I've been able to create melanin skin tone LUTs that would help you speed up your coloring in terms of shooting dark skin. And I also have my workflow actions that are guaranteed to give you a signature. So if it's something that you're looking for, like a signature that's going to help you stand out, then check out my workflow actions. Link to everything is down below. Go onto my digital store and then you can purchase it. And then also, in case you're not sure of what you want to purchase, I have some freebies on there. You can check those out. Download them for free, use them. If you think you love them, you will love the paid ones, and then you can come back and make the purchases to support me, support the channel. And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below. I love answering your questions, so if you have any question, if you have any contributions, let me know in the comments down below and I'll be sure to respond. Leave a like, it's really important. Subscribe if you haven't. I'll catch you guys in the next video, and remember, don't ever give up.